friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma. If you don't know me already, I make houseplanting content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplant journey and learn something along the way, stick around, subscribe to my channel, and watch some more of my videos. Today, I'm going to be doing a bit of an update video, but a different kind of update video. I truly cannot believe that I have had my plants from Ecuagenera for a year now. A year! It feels like just yesterday I was opening them up and acclimating them and everything. Like, what the heck? Time has absolutely freaking flown. But I thought I would show you how they are doing today, what I've sort of maybe changed in the last year, and kind of just how they're doing a year later, a year after I've had them. So I think I'm gonna start with the one that's had the least amount of growth. This is the Forgetii that I got. I actually got two of these originally, and I kept one and I ended up selling one because I kind of got the second one for safety in case one of them didn't work out, didn't grow or anything like that. And so I really wanted to make sure that it worked out. But this Forgetii white stripe has done really well. I think it only came with a couple of leaves. Again, it's a good size, not huge, but not tiny. It's got the gorgeous dark green leaves. But this one, this leaf here, it's new. It just hasn't hardened off yet. So it will keep growing and it'll harden when it's gotten to its full size. But I think the biggest thing on these is these two leaves that I've gotten. Oh, like look how big they are. Like they're definitely hand-sized leaves, and they just have the most beautiful white stripes. And I mean, it makes sense, it's a Forgetii white stripe, isn't it? But yeah, it's just been growing really well, pretty steady, nothing too huge with this one. I have had it in this pot probably since I potted it up originally. I think it might actually be time for a repot, seeing as those roots are coming out the bottom. It probably is time, you know, so I might, after this video, do a bit of repotting and check this one out and see how it is doing in there. It looks like it's doing so freaking well. I am like not worried about it in the slightest. For the most part, this one has lived in my IKEA cabinet because it is the smallest of the bunch. It's been really good to have it in there and having the high humidity. I have recently moved it out of the cabinet because it's gotten a bit spready outy. So I've had to put it somewhere else in order to give it the space it needed. It was getting a bit like tangled in other things in the cabinet and just didn't need that extra stress. So I have brought it out now and it's still doing really fine. I mean, I think this leaf hardened off outside of the cabinet and it is still like absolutely fabulous. So I'm not worried at all about this one. It's just been a bit of a chill staple plant. This next one is my Magnificum, and it was the one that came with the leaf that was like so soggy and nasty, so wet that this leaf has gone a bit slimerino. Ooh. That I had to like cut off the bottom bit. Surprisingly, this one hasn't like yellowed off or like died or anything, so I'm pretty proud of that. I am absolutely devastated though that this leaf, I don't know exactly what happened to it. This is its newest leaf and it's absolutely huge. Like, do you see the size of that? Like, it completely covers my face and it's missing half of it. Like, yeah, I really don't know. It must have gotten like knocked or hit when it was developing and it just is missing half of itself. But it is still huge and gorgeous, and I certainly cannot complain about this one. It is still living in moss, but this one also is probably ready for a repot. Its roots are definitely coming out of the bottom. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna keep it in moss or not. I haven't quite decided. It seems to be growing really well in there, and I have been fertilizing it regularly, so it's not like it's not getting nutrients. So I might just leave it in moss, but go up a pot size with this one because I think it does need that extra boost because it's not grown that much since. This leaf came like fairly early on, and oh my goodness, look at this leaf. Look at the leaf, oh my god. It is huge. Like, I've just been watching it grow out over this week because, or maybe 2 weeks, whatever, week and a half. It's like the size of my head now, and like it's not even hard yet. It's still like super floppy. But it has been quite a while and I've not really noticed any new growth since. I mean, it is what it is and I can't complain. And I love it, even though it's got this like funky leaf. I love it so much. And like, do you see the ruffles on this stem? They're just so pretty. These stems are so funky. They're kind of like pentagons, which is really weird, but I really like it. So it's just doing well being its little magnificent, see what I did there, self. But yeah, very happy this one. Next, I want to talk about the Pulcachense. So this is the Anthurium Pulcachense, not quite sure how you pronounce it, but it's got some pretty decent leaves. There's no sort of broken off growth on this one. These ones feel like a bit sturdier of leaves. This one just kind of like came with the package, so I got it. Maybe I will grow to love this one, or maybe I will sell it. So I do still have this plant. That being said, I am looking after it for a friend at the minute. I have officially traded this plant away. You can see what I traded it for in my plant swap trade haul. I need to get this to its new owner. We were gonna swap at the plant swap, but unfortunately that didn't happen due to unforeseen circumstances. And so I just haven't been able to give her this plant. Very sorry, Kim. It will come to you very soon. But it has been growing pretty well. Nothing that special. This leaf did just come out and it is unfortunately a little bit funky. I'm not 100% sure why, but yeah, like it's fine. It personally still doesn't do that much for me, but if you're really big into anthuriums, which the person who I've swapped it with is, like, it is a great addition to their collection. And these aren't really that commonly sold in the UK, so they probably wouldn't be able to get it unless they were importing it otherwise. So I've just been acclimating it for a year for them. But yeah, it's a perfectly happy little plant. Nothing that special. I might need to cut this leaf off because it's a bit sad, but it's fine. It's not bad and it's not good, it's just fine. This next one has grown absolutely amazingly as well. So this is my Mamei. And I got it because I love these like gorgeous speckled kind of silvery leaves. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Pretty decent size. Obviously these can get quite big, so hopefully I'll be able to grow it bigger. That would be awesome. I like it. I mean, you don't want to get them too big because then you need to have space for them. And if you don't remember, I did order 2 of these ones as well as security, and I am kind of glad I did. So the other one, I took a cutting off of it to give away, and then the bottom just died. It was like very random, like suddenly it was just rotting, and I'm not exactly sure why that happened, but it did. So I'm very glad that I got 2 because this one has been doing absolutely freaking amazing. I recently put it in this little trough because it is a little bit of a crawler. I don't know if you can see that in there, but it is just crawling along the soil a bit. I might end up putting it in pond because I found that my Gloriosum, who's also a crawler, has done super duper well in pond and has rooted a lot more across. This one's still like not really rooting across yet, but the leaves have grown significantly bigger since I have had it. Like these were sort of the original size leaves, and now I'm getting like almost double in size leaves, which is pretty freaking cool. So it's just a bit of a good happy plant. I love the sort of silver flecks on it still. I think it's just gorgeous. And it's very different to all of my other philodendrons, so I love it. But this one is in soil, monster and philodendron soil, and it lives in my IKEA cabinet. And it has pretty much its entire life. I only recently repotted it into this trough to give it more space to grow. Before that, it was just in a normal pot, and it liked that, but I think it needed the room. So I'm glad that I did put it somewhere a little bit bigger, but it means that it does take up more space in the cabinet. So it's not the end of the world, because I had to move my Gloriosum out in order to give that one a bigger pot, so I've just put this one in its place. So it's fine. It's just taking up a good bit of room in there, which, fine, take up all the space you need, I guess. And then last, this is the plant I am like absolutely the most proud of since I got it a year ago. I'm the most proud of this one. This is my Chrystallinum. Oh my goodness. Look at the size of that leaf. It is like the size of my head. It's bigger than my head. What the heck? This leaf is bigger than my head. And what looks like some new growth right there. No! How the hell did that happen? Oh my god, what? No! No! I don't even know how that happened, but the new leaf got knocked off. No. Oh my freaking god. Do you see the size of this leaf? Like, it is massively, massively bigger than my head. Like, it is huge. And it's just insane. It's also in inflorescence right now. I normally would cut this off, but I told Claire, the Jungle Haven, that I would give her the pollen from it, so I'm not going to touch it. But it's also putting out another new leaf, and this one is not hardened off yet. It's not quite as big as the other one yet, so I'm hoping it does continue to grow massive. It is right by a grow light, so I'm hoping that it works and it allows it to get huge, because that would be amazing. Because if I could have a bunch of leaves this size, oh, it's just stunning. I really didn't expect this leaf to get this big, and now it's here. I'm just like so massively impressed with it that I love it so much. I just can't stop staring at it. It is a bit of a sprawler. It's not in the brightest of spots in my home. It's kind of like across the room from a window, but it does get grow light in the evening, so I think that helps. But it's just a fabulous one. I'm a bit sad that it has a tiny little hole there in the leaf. I think that's just where I knocked it, and Cleo did bite it, which is not ideal because she's not supposed to be eating my plants. But this is just, oh, it has grown so well, and I might want to attribute that to it being in pon. I've had it in pon for a while. I think I put it in pon in my acclimation video. I think I put this one in pon fairly early on, so it's been in it for a while. It does have some tiny little roots sticking out, but for the most part, they're just, it's just doing fine in the pond, and it's just in a water reservoir, and it loves it. I have upgraded the pot, I think, once since I got it because it outgrew its old one, but overall, it's just, I'm so incredibly impressed with it. It is absolutely phenomenal. I just can't wait to keep seeing how big the leaves grow. Like this one, the fact that it's not hard yet and it's already bigger than one of its older leaves, it's just like, I love it. Like that's my favorite thing about anthuriums, is that their leaves start out tiny. Like the leaf when it came out was like this big, and now it's like this big. It's fantastic. So this was easily the one that I am the most proud of. Like Like, I know it's closer to the camera than my head, but it's just taking up so much space. Oh, I love it. I love it so freaking much. Yeah, I think I have done really, really well keeping these happy over the past year. After the initial acclimation period, they grew pretty well. I think it was really, really important to make sure that I dropped the humidity that they were used to very slowly, which I did. I kept them, as you saw, all in either bags or in my like plastic bin for quite a while to make sure that they slowly acclimated to my home's humidity, which isn't low. Like, it's usually at least 50% humidity, but it's not like Ecuadorian jungle. Ecuadorian? Is that the right word? Either way, it's not like the jungle where they're from, which is like hot and humid and like delicious for them. So I think overall, I am so, so, so proud of these plants. And to be honest, I would 100% put in another order with Ecuagenera. I've been really tempted to, but I am on my like plant ban, which I've not been sticking to very hard, but doing a massive import. I mean, all of these plants that I got, plus the 2 more that one died and one I gave away, it was like 300 pounds, which isn't cheap. So I'm trying to like save money and stuff, so it's not the easiest of things to do. But I want so badly to get Warocleanum from them, because that's one of my biggest wish list plants, and I just feel like it's one of the only places I could get them for not as much money. And after seeing how these have done for like a year, I have the confidence to continue acclimating things. And I know I've got my Green Spaces ID plants that I'm acclimating, which is awesome. I think for the most part they're doing okay, but yeah, it's just great, and it's been a lovely experience to try and do this and push myself as a plant parent to figure out how to keep them happy and healthy. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself for keeping these plants so happy over this past year. And I'm proud of them for growing so well for me. So yeah, that is my 1-year update of my Ecuagenera plants. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't seen my original unboxing and acclimation videos for them, it might be worth going to check these out, because otherwise you might not understand what I just said for the past however many minutes. But anyways, go check those out. I will link them down below and up in the clickable eye so you can see what's going on. And yeah, thank you so, so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! That didn't work very well. Let me try it again. Bye! Better, but still not great. It is what it is. Sorry, the ending's gonna be a little bit lame, but it's okay. You get to look at this again. Bye.